The Planet Man. Planet Man. This is the fascinating story of Dantro, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planets organization, the law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planteria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Dantro the Planet Man fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. Dantro the Planet Man and Slats were on the robot planet. Dantro has agreed to an operation that would link his brain to that of T21, a robot who is planning to overthrow the evil rule of the other robots. Slats and Mira are involved in a desperate attempt to steal a robot jet from the factory.
Mira, are you okay?
Yes. Well, that completes this car's load. Now we'll move over to the assembly.
Yeah, we just ride along with it, huh? Hey, what do we do when we get there? The completed jets are still a long way from the assembling machine.
Well, it's about time you wondered about that. Here we go. Now, for goodness sake, keep out of the scanners. Will pick us up.
Okay, I'm down. Now tell me, how do we get from the assemblers to the storage room?
We'll ride the belt.
Belt? What belt? I don't see any
Get
belt.
down.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I didn't see any belt.
Well, you'll see when we get there. It carries the jets through the assemblers, and when they're completed, to the storage room.
We're going to ride it?
You have a better idea?
No, it's your party. Only for someone who wanted to play it safe, you're certainly taking some tall chances.
There's no other way to do it. We're coming up to the assemblers now. Be ready to jump onto the belt.
Just say when. Hey, wait a minute. Is that the belt you mean?
Well, there's only one.
That goes right through the middle of those robot assemblers.
There's still time to go back.
Who said anything about going back? I was just wondering how we could do it.
Look, it's safe now. Stand here next to me, Flash. See, as the assembler belt pulls its jet through the robot assemblers, there's a space of several feet on the side there that's in the clear.
Yeah, and we have to ride right through the jets as they're being assembled.
Right. You still want to go ahead?
Of course I do.
It's time to jump in. Ready?
Say the word.
Now. If we crouch down, there's plenty of room. You better not forget. If you stand up this time, one of the robot assemblers is liable to put fins on your nose.
Well, it might be an improvement. Here we go. Hey, listen, Mira. I've got an idea.
What is it?
This assembly belt carries the jets right through until they're finished, right?
That's correct.
And we can also carry it through the robot that installs the robot brain.
Of course it does. What are you getting at?
If we could keep a jet from having the brain installed or destroyed as it was being put in, it might be safer than trying to dismantle it later.
It might be safer. It would also be a lot trickier. Now, let me think for a moment.
Hey, Mira.
What?
Up ahead there. That thing next to the assembler. Is that part of the machine? It looks different.
Where? Oh, no.
Something wrong?
That's not part of the assembler. That's a police robot. The masters send them out when they expect some breakdown or when a robot fails to perform its task properly.
You mean they're wise to us? They know what we're doing?
I'm not sure. It might just be a routine check.
Can we get off the belt before it reaches the assembler?
That'd be certain suicide. We'll just have to take a chance. The police robot is looking for something else.
You mean just wait for the act?
We have no choice, Slash.
You ought to know. But we're not going to have to wait for very long to find out. The belt is moving faster.
Stay down. Don't move. Here we go.
T21. T21. Where are you? What happened?
Do not be alarmed. The operation is completed. Everything is normal.
You mean my brain is now joined to yours? I'm part of you?
Exactly how do you feel?
It's strange. Very strange. It is almost as though I were in two places at once. I can feel my own body, see with my own eyes, and yet there is more. Much more.
That is precisely the case. And that much more is me. You are the first being in the galaxy to become a functioning part of a robot. The first in history.
Dantro is now a robot in every way. What is the next step for him and T21? We'll be back in a moment, so level off. When we left Dantro, he had just become part of the robot world for the purpose of leading a battle against the evil robot faction. Slats and Mira are trying to gain possession of a robot jet ship from the Special Purpose Factory. We find them now as they approach the final assembly point.
Here, is it okay?
A moment more. Wait till we're well away. All right.
What happened? Did the police robot spot us?
If it had, we wouldn't be talking now. They're equipped with pulverizers. And if we'd been detected, I'd rather not think about it.
What was it looking for, then?
I don't know. What's the difference? We're safe for the moment.
Well, how about my idea?
You mean about preventing the assembler robot from installing the robot brain in one of the jets?
Well, that's the only idea I've had since we started out on this little jaunt. You've been calling all the shots. Do you think we could do it?
Well, it might work, but not exactly the way you see it.
Why? What's wrong with my way?
Mainly that if we interfered with the functioning of the assembler to that extent, the fact would immediately register with a master control for this operation. No, we can't prevent the installation of the brain entirely.
Well, then maybe we can destroy it.
No, the same thing would happen. But if we could just prevent it from being connected once it was installed.
Well, you're the expert. Let's do it that way, then.
Well, first let's move up next to the jet ahead of us. It's almost completely assembled.
Lead the way. Now what?
Lean in here where you can see the controls.
Okay, I see him.
You see where I'm pointing? That open connection?
There.
But don't touch it. There's enough power in that socket to burn you to a cinder.
Oh, that was close now, she tells me. Well, what about it?
Well, that's where the connection is made when the robot brain that controls the jet is installed. If we can somehow sidetrack the circuit...
Yeah, that's my department. Let me climb in there where I can see behind the panel.
You'll have to work fast. We'll reach the brain assembler in a few minutes.
Here I go. Let me know when it's time to get out.
Do you know what you're doing?
Ask me later. If there's any chance later.
It will take a little while for you to get used to this arrangement.
I don't think I'll ever get used to being part of a robot.
Nevertheless, you must learn to use my powers as though they were your own. The fact is that as long as your brain is joined to mine, you are part of me, and my power is at your command.
In what way?
My memory banks, my integrator and calculator units, my contact with the other robots through which I control all the robot forces at our disposal. All this is yours to call upon. Try it out.
How?
Think of some problem that has defied your ability to solve in the past.
I'm doing it now. What? Why, it's incredible. I hardly had stated the problem when I knew the answer. And I've worked for 10 years to solve that. It's the ratio between the speed of light and the diffusion of the corpuscular particles.
There is no need to restate the problem. I knew at the instant you stated it. You see, your own reasoning is now supplemented with all mine.
Even though I've experienced it, it's still hard to believe. My own body seems to be in a tank of some sort.
It is in a tank of nutrient fluid that will nourish it and protect it until you need it again. The wires from your brain are connected to my master control circuit. I think you'd better test your control over my control robot. Let me guide you to those circuits. Relax. There. Do you feel them?
Yes. I am aware of countless facts and sensations, all at once. It's as though I had millions of eyes in millions of places.
Good. That indicates complete rapport. It is what I hoped for.
Weren't you sure?
One is never sure until the problem is actually solved. But you are a superior living being. Now we must review my plan for attack. And you must tell me if you can carry it out. It will start with a
Slats, are you almost ready? We'll be at the assembler in a few seconds. Come out. There's hardly time.
I'm coming. Oh, boy. That was a tight squeeze.
Did you fix the socket so the circuit would bypass the robot brain?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you'd better be right. If your figuring was wrong, there's going to be one awful explosion around here. And we'll be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know, Mira. Tell me this, Mira.
Yeah?
Is the brain assembler the one we're coming to?
This is it. And Slats,
Huh?
make a big wish that you guessed right.
Yeah, I will.
Now, get down.
Slats and Mira are at the crucial point. Will the brain assembler detect them? Did Slats set the circuits correctly? We'll be back in a moment, but first, here is a message the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dantro, the Planet Man. The